Hey, what's going on guys? Tim here again. Got another review for you today. So we're going back to the Begleri skill toy reviews. And this is my third set of the Aroundsquare Begleri. So today we're looking at the mini standards in stainless steel. So Matt, he's the owner and operator of Aroundsquare. This is one of his newer products, not the newest, but yeah, that is this set here. So before we get into the product itself, quick overview at the box it comes in. The usual Aroundsquare gift box, which is very nice. Comes with a nice little baggie. This one's got this really awesome kind of teal bluish color. The logo there stitched on. Very nice pouch, in case you want to carry your Begleri in your pocket and not scratch up anything else in your pocket. And also comes with a bunch of other Paracord, some extra spare cord to come with it, and of course a bunch of stickers as well. So got a little information card in here too, which is really nice. Okay, so all these nice little extras, which is really cool. So top-notch packaging, which I always appreciate. So right off the bat, let me get all this stuff out of the way. You'll notice that the cords it comes with is 550 paracord. Now, that is a little different from the usual line or the previous line of Aroundsquare products. So I've reviewed these two sets before. These are the Hydras and the Titans, both in titanium. And I have strung these up with 550, but these were originally originally sent and strung up with 275 paracord. So in this line of Begleri, these have been bored for to accommodate 550 paracord. So it's pretty nice. You don't have to. In a previous tutorial, I showed you how to string up those other Begleri with 550. You don't have to do anything special to the paracord like I did in that tutorial. These come ready to go for 550, which is very nice. I actually prefer 550, but we'll get into that later. So what is so special about these mini standards? So if you look right away at the design here, they are called the mini standards because they are based on these sort of standard issue Greek barrel shaped Begleri, where it's just literally like a barrel shape. But these are the minis because these are a lot smaller than the modern standards, which are slightly larger, the larger version of this. Okay, so approximate measurements, or exact measurements exactly, are 14 millimeters tall by 14 millimeters wide. And the weight on the stainless set is 13 grams. These do come in copper and brass. So the brass are 13.9 grams and the coppers are the heaviest with 14.8 grams. So that all out of the way. What makes these very different from, say, playing with the Hydras here? So let's just do a quick size comparison. Just a little bit smaller, just barely smaller than the Hydras here, stacked together. And compared to the Titans, definitely a lot smaller than the Titans. So all I've noticed, and again, I'm still only an intermediate player, I'm not an expert. I've noticed that it's just the feel of having these smaller beads. It just feels different. They still play more or less the same as my other sets. I guess I would say that doing certain tricks, some tricks are easier and some tricks are a little harder. So for example, if I was doing a bead roll with these, because it's so much smaller, you know, normally when you do a bead roll, you kind of pinch it downwards and then you kind of grip it in between your fingers here. But see, it's still a little bit harder because these beads are smaller. So that's one little difference, but you can probably get used to it with a bit of practice. But I will say that a lot of times when you transfer grips with the Begleri, having smaller beads just feels a little easier because you don't have to maybe open your fingers as much for that clearance for that bead to slip out, and, you know, go into like when you go from top grip and you slip out and it comes here, or you do like a bead roll or like a double finger roll, something like that. A little hard to explain without actually doing the trick here, but I'm still not really good enough to do these tricks fully on camera. But yeah, it just feels different, but I still like it very much. And the minimalistic design here is very nice as well. These come fully polished, as you can see, but I've already played with them a decent amount. It's trying to get pretty dinged up, which is, you know, that's a given when you have these beads clacking against each other all the time. The copper and brass versions will get dings a lot more because the stainless steel is the hardest out of the three materials, and you will get scratches and dings, but the ones, the copper and brass, they'll probably get a lot more. Probably if you play with it enough to the point where they'll start to look almost carved out or something, right? So the edges around the sides here, just to show you, they're all nice and rounded, so everything's very comfortable to play with. And you won't be, you won't find any like hot spots or anything like that when you're playing with these. In terms of the weight, I like the weight on these. 13 grams is, I feel like 14 to 15 is my sweet spot. 13 is just a tad lighter, but honestly, that 1 gram between this and say the Hydras is not that big of a deal. You know, I find it very negligible. So, as I mentioned, these can be strung with 550 out of the box, and that's of course the recommended paracord you use with it. I like the 550 paracord. It just feels smoother to me. Maybe just the way it is compared to say 275 or 475 paracord. I feel like the texture of the 550 paracord is just more comfortable against my skin when I'm, you know, playing with the Begleri, and I feel like doing slips and some, you know, finger rolls and stuff like that. It just feels like it goes a bit smoother for me. I don't know if it's just in my head, but you know, that's what I like about it. So yeah, in conclusion, great set of Begleri. I love the minimalist design and the look of it. They play pretty much as similar to the other Aroundsquare Begleris that's out there, but just a little different due to the small size. And this is the most kind of compact size of Begleri you can get from Aroundsquare. And I think anything smaller might be a little bit too hard to play with, but I could be wrong. So that is it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out Aroundsquare. Make some awesome products. If you're just getting into this hobby, you know, I feel like this hobby is going through a bit of a renaissance because it's quite an old hobby, but of course, you know, it's making a comeback with all these cool companies like Aroundsquare, and we've got a bunch more out there. So if you like this review, guys, let me know what you think. And if you're interested in Aroundsquare products, definitely check out all my links in the description box down below. I'll provide links to the store shop and all that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.